Good morning all, and welcome once again to my little channel. Again, as indicated in my little preview yesterday, we've got the EX2 Mini. I've already indicated I'm so glad that I've got this. This is a perfect little introduction if you want to get into FPV. This is a very good little machine. It's quite a fast one as well if you want it to be. It's got angle mode as well as acro mode. Angle mode is got a little bit more stability with it. Acro mode does not have the stability. So when you've learnt to fly and you've gained your skills a little bit with more FPV flying, you can go on to acro mode. I probably won't be using it. That's my preference. But from the first couple of flights I've had with this already, it already inspires a bit of confidence for those who are just starting out in FPV. With this, it comes bundled with a set of D43 goggles. We'll take a quick look at these first, and they're very good value, even if you don't end up using them, because this is 5.8 gigahertz FPV. You can use other goggles if you like. You don't have to use these ones, but for a training package, absolutely very good value. The only downside I would say with this monitor is there's no DVR with it, so you can't record your flights. But let's take a look and see what we get goggle wise. Okay, so here are the contents of the goggle box, if you like. Right, you get a nice set of instructions, quite clear, a very nice little monitor. And what I do like about this monitor is it comes bundled with a fixed sunshade, okay, which will clip onto the sides there. You also have this little ball mount which you press and snap into the back of the FPV monitor there, and that will sit on top of your Eachine 2 mini transmitter, and I'll show you that in just a minute. The Astral Goggles itself, I quite like the way this has been designed. This fits into, just slots in there, snaps down there. So, and as you can see, I've not taken a film off the lens yet, but from what I see already, having tested it, it's quite a good field of view. And yes, once again, if you're learning to fly FPV, these goggles are going to be very good. I like the head strap over there just to give you a bit of added security. So let's have a look at the Eachine 2 Mini as well. Or I should add that you also get a USB charging cable. You can either use it in your computer or a wall charger to charge the monitor. So let's have a look at the Eachine 2 Mini, and let's see how it all fits together. Right, okay, here we are with the Eachine 2 Mini, which is, I believe it's actually a Bugs 3 Mini. It's virtually the same thing. It's been rebranded by Eachine. Very good spec as well. It was always a very good quad. And once again, like some people, specifically for myself, I tend to wait until these new releases have been out for some time, just in case there's any problems which have been discovered and hopefully rectified. But generally, the overall quality is very good, and for the price you'll find this bundle with the of course it's bundled with the D43 FPV goggles. It's such a good price, you can't really go wrong. I've treated myself to an extra couple of batteries as well. So in the box you will get the quad itself, you will get a battery, you will get a set of propeller guards, and if you're like me at FPV flying, you're not too good, you want to learn to do it a little bit better, I would recommend using the supplied prop guards as well. In the box you also get a little tool and the obligatory screwdriver, as if I haven't got enough already. Right, you get a USB charger for the battery, and how you would charge, I would recommend using a wall charger, not your PC. If you use your PC, it's going to take hours and hours and hours and hours, and you'll probably die of boredom before it's charged. So use a wall charger if you have one. This comes in a little cradle, and you slide it in there, and you wait for the, I do believe there's a light, and let me just check just to make sure I'm giving you the right information when it comes to charging. And of course the quick start manual is, let's have a look. Right, okay, it doesn't actually say about this charge. I believe there's a light that comes on when it's charging, and the light goes out when it's finished charging. In addition, you can separate this connector, and you can charge your battery for your 2S EV100D goggle batteries with this connector. So there we go. In addition, you also have the set of spare blades that come in handy, especially for people like me. Right, I'm not going to put the prop guards on at the moment. I'm just going to quickly, very quickly run through the transmitter. As you can see, I've already put on the FPV screen, which comes with the G43 goggles. So if you wish to fly it like this, and it is movable, and it comes with this little snap-on sunshade here. So in order to start up the drone, you need to take this little rubber protector off there, because once you press this battery in, that is it, the drone is switched on. There is no separate switch of any kind. So this is a brushless quad, so what we do, we switch on the transmitter first, and then we're going to switch on the FPV screen, and hopefully it will all be tuned in, and of course there it is. So right, I think to calibrate this drone, I think it was down and to the left, right. Okay, so there you go. You can see the little lights have flashed there for a few seconds, and they now remain solid. As you can see, what a good view that is. Let me just hold up the FPV screen, and I know I'm quite near at the moment. I'm surprised about the quality of the view, notwithstanding we are quite near to it, as this FPV screen does not have any external aerial. Whether there's a provision to actually put one in yourself, I don't know. Those technically minded out there would probably find a way of doing it, but obviously the aerial is good enough to do what it's meant to say on the box. Okay, so very briefly running through the transmitter, we'll have the light function, switch off and on again. You can unlock the motors in order to start by press and holding the lock key here. You have high and low rates. This button, I find it doesn't actually work. You have this is the angle mode. If you wish to transfer or put it into angle mode, what you'll need to do is land the quadcopter, turn both the quad and the transmitter off, slide this down to number 2 fully, don't leave it in the middle, slide it down to number 2 fully, then switch the transmitter back on again, then the quad, then you're in angle mode. Now I do believe there was an L1 and L2 button on there, which there is, and I think this one here will be your flip and your rolls button. what the other one does, I'm not entirely sure at this moment, but I'm sure I'll find out through trial and error. But as I've said before, I have been flying this little quad. I couldn't wait to fly it as soon as I received it, and it is every bit as good as the people who reviewed it long before me have stated. It's well worth the money. I cannot believe at the moment we're just so lucky with the quality of items we're getting out of China at the moment for the incredible price that we're paying at the moment. So I would say these are still well available, with or without the goggles. It doesn't matter. So if you already have your own FPV goggles, you don't need to buy the goggles. This is cheap enough, and I believe you can actually still buy the MJX Bugs 3 Mini in some places. I think it's harder to get hold of, but they're essentially the same machine. The beauty about Eachine, you've got a better backup with spares and whatever. There's loads of spares available should you go around crashing it and what have you. One difference I do find between this and the MJX is that although this camera is movable, this hood, this shroud, will not allow most of that view. So if you were to go around flying at 100 miles an hour and you really wanted your camera facing a bit more level, I don't think this shroud would accommodate it. So you might want to get hold of the Bugs 3 Mini cowling, which also comes with a spare frame. I think they're less than £10 on the internet at the moment. They're available as those separate spares. So if you didn't mind flying around with the Bugs 3 Mini, that's already got a slightly different cowling or a shroud on there, and the cutout is much more aligned to you angling your camera upwards. So right, thank you very much indeed for watching. I'm now going to take this down the field and have a little buzz around. I'll upload some video from the camera, my head cam, and we'll compile it all together, and hopefully you can see the product for yourself. Yes, once again, it's a late video, as my videos tend to be. I tend to hold back on new releases until, as I said before, any problems that occur with new releases are ironed out. It's a lesson I learned from the Seafly Obtain, when I'm sure those of you who have had the early versions, you thought, well, I might as well chuck my money down the drain, because effectively that's what you were doing. But there we go, never mind, all in the past. We'll take this down the field, and I'll upload some video and you can see the final product. But once again, thank you for joining me on my little channel, and we'll see you again shortly. Cheerio. Hello everyone. Well, thanks for joining me once again on my little channel. This is the EX2 Mini, which we spoke about a little bit earlier, or I've had in my little shed. I've already flown it. Unfortunately, I forgot the recording was on the wrong setting, so I don't think the recordings come out quite well. But what we do, we just go out for a quick test flight. It's quite windy up here. This is my local flying field. This is not my little farmer's field that I normally go to. That's been shut off by some building work. This field, although it's open, there's plenty of space, it's quite windy. So we'll see how she does given the wind conditions. I'll start off in low rates, and we'll see how we go. So unlock the motors. Anyone who's got one of these Eachine EX2 Minis knows what a smooth little fly it is. It really is a fantastic little drone. So that's a little punch test, if you like, in low rates. I suspect the battery's probably been used about 50% battery power, I'd imagine. Right, let's put it in high rates. and I forget which one of these buttons here is a flip button. I'm sure we had a flip button. Let's try that one. It's that one. There we go. That's quite an awesome flip, really, isn't it? Let's try. There we go. Look at that. Let's try. Yeah, very good. Nice crisp flips there. So we're in now high rates. So it's only a little quad, so it's fighting against this. I'd say the wind's got up to around about 15 miles an hour. Right, what I'm going to do is just bring her in. I think I've got a limited time left on the battery. What we'll do, we're going to quickly take it up using the Eachine EV100 goggles. Right, okay, so finally we're now ready to fly with the Eachine EV100 goggles. So start the motor up and off we go. Just a little flight. I suspect there's not much power left in the battery. I'll be downloading the footage from the goggles, and by the looks of it, it's already lagging a little bit. Even at this distance, and we're only talking about 30, 40, 50 meters, it's beginning to break up. That tells me the battery's beginning to fail a little bit already. There's a flyby there, a little bit quicker than I was hoping. Right, so we're now beginning to get a blank screen. That really does tell me that the power is getting low. So let's just bring this in for a little landing. So, not quite the landing I'd hoped for, but I've seen better myself. Yes. Overall, I'm very, very pleased with this. It's just a shame the wind couldn't be a little bit less in speed. But once again, thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy my take on this excellent, fantastic little trainer. I have to say, it really does inspire confidence. If you get a better day with better conditions, I don't think you can tool around all day, either using these. The Eachine EV100s or the Eachine VR-D2 goggles. You're not going to be disappointed in this. It's compared with other drones, it's excellent, amazing value. It's very smooth. You notice how smooth this is compared to other drones. So all in all, I'm delighted I've got this. I'll be practicing with this more and more as time goes on. Thank you once again for joining me, and we'll see you again shortly. Cheerio.